Now, just between you and the Lord, if you're struggling with sexual integrity issues, pornography, behaviors with yourself or others, I want you just to lift your hand up and I want you to put it down. And I'm telling you, repeatedly, 50, 60, 70% of the hands would go up. Welcome back to Healing Time. I want to share with you a story because we're talking about a very sensitive topic today about sexual integrity. And it's a story that goes back to, I was doing men's conferences. I've done, countless men's conferences, anywhere from hundreds to thousands and thousands of men. And I would repeatedly do this exercise, say, men, close your eyes. Now, just between you and the Lord, if you're struggling with sexual integrity issues, pornography, behaviors with yourself or others, I want you just to lift your hand up and I want you to put it down. I'm not going to embarrass you. I just want to know that you and God have something to deal with. And I'm telling you, repeatedly, 50, 60, 70% of the hands would go up. Now, I don't know if you realize that probably more than half of the men and pastors deal with sexual integrity issues as men because we're raised in a dirty world. And most of us have had inadequate training in churches to help us to really fight the battle to stay clean. Now, what if I told you I've helped thousands and thousands of men over my career to win the battle over lust, over pornography, sexual behaviors with themselves or others, even sexual addiction that they have felt trapped for decades, and now they're free? What if I told you every man can get and stay free? What if I told you that I personally have struggled as a young man and I have been clean for over 35 years and I have a polygraph in my office that proves that? You can, if you're a man, be free. And women, I know you're watching this program and I love you. Your husband can be free. Your sons can be free. They can be clean the way you want them to be, the way that God wants them to be. So ladies, I don't want you to tune out and say, oh, this is a men's show today. No, this is a church show today. All right? And we all struggle when the men struggle as largely as they do. Now today, I want to introduce to you to Clean, a proven plan for men committed to sexual integrity. This series, when men get it, can start seeing themselves get free and help others get free. This is healing time. You know what I'm going to say right now. Get a group, start a group, be a group. And I can't tell you in all of the other things that we talked about, men getting together with this is powerful. I'll never forget. I was in Juarez, Mexico. It's about 4,000 men, and I don't speak Spanish, so there's an interpreter. And as I went through the principles that are in Clean, these men literally, I mean, these are hardworking men, calloused men, and they were crying because they never shared with another man. I had them break up in groups of 4 and 5s and I had them answer certain questions about sexual purity. And I'm telling you, it's probably the most hugged man that day, from getting from the stage to the back door. So many of these men from a different culture were saying, thank you. That's how prevalent this is globally. So no matter what culture you're in, every church needs Clean. Now, you are the healers in your church. This is your responsibility to heal your brothers. Your responsibility to say, Pastor, we're going to do this. And if it's in your home, do it in your home. Get 5, 6, 10, 15 of your brothers in a place where you can push play and read the workbook. That's all you need to do this ministry. See, ministry shouldn't be where you need a seminary degree, and I've got 2 of them. But you shouldn't have to go to school for 4 to 6 years to help men get free. And you don't need to, because I did. So you can take these principles and you can be the healer that God wants you to be in your church. See, the enemy is spending billions, and I mean billions of dollars a month on sexual perversion to attack the church. Technology has put the battle in your pocket. If you don't have a porn blocker, and I strongly recommend, go to our webpage. There's a place for you under resources to get a porn blocker. Get a porn blocker. Every son should have one. My son was frustrated and they had to have one. If they got a phone, they got a porn blocker. Okay, so many Christian young men are being taken out because their parents are not putting porn blockers on their phone, and at home and in school, they're watching pornography for hours a day because their parents didn't protect them. And if you're a grandparent, ask your grandkids, do you have a porn blocker on that cell phone? And if not, buy it for them. Get it done. Now, every son, every father, every pastor has access to pornography with just a click. Okay, today you can be that solution. You can start a group. You can connect with other men. Let me tell you why the enemy is so interested in this area. What's behind the enemy spending all this money on sexual stuff? What is he really after? According to Revelation chapter 2, where Jezebel was teaching the people in the church to do immoral things, to be sexually impure, and to say, I'm a Christian. In verse 26, we find out in Revelation chapter 2 what the enemy's end game is. His end game is this: to the one who overcomes this sexual immorality, this mixed message that it's okay, and does my will to the end, I will. And right now you should shout, I will, because when God says I will, he will. I will give authority over the nations. God wants every man, every woman to have spiritual authority, not just over their neighborhood, not over their community, not over their county, not over their state, not over their nation, but over the nations of the world. That's what the enemy's after, and that's what he hates. We and you can be a solution. Okay? The enemy wants our sons and daughters to be robbed, our pastors to be robbed of their spiritual authority. The church is globally being stripped of its spiritual authority because men and women are losing the battle to sexual impurity. And today, you can be that solution. For your church, for your own self. If you're struggling, you're qualified. If you're not struggling, you're qualified. All we need is someone to push play, get men in groups, and do the workbooks together, and they will heal, because where the Spirit of the Lord is, he is there. You can make a difference. It's so important that men are clean in this generation.